Imagine you wake up tomorrow and your money worth nothing. It doesn't matter if you have $100 or $1 million. This is called hyperinflation. It happens when prices go so high, so fast, that your money becomes just paper. $1 million can't buy you a single piece of bread. Sounds like a movie, but it has happened in real countries to real people just like you. So here's the real question. When money dies, how do people survive? People don't stop buying and selling. They just find something new to use instead. Let's go back in time for a second. Thousands of years ago, people used salt to pay for things. Salt! The same stuff sitting on your dinner table right now. It was so valuable that Roman soldiers were sometimes paid in salt. That's actually where the word salary comes from. Pretty wild, right? Fast forward to World War II, Germany. The country's money, called the mark, was collapsing fast. So what did people use instead? Cigarettes. A pack of Lucky Strikes could buy you a haircut. A few loose cigarettes could get you a hot meal. Cigarettes became the new dollar. Now think about eggs. In small towns during economic crashes, one single egg could be worth more than a handful of coins. Why? Because you can eat it. You can't eat paper money. But here's where it gets really interesting. In Venezuela, not too long ago, the country's money lost almost all its value. People were desperate, and some of them found a very unexpected solution. They started earning gold inside a video game called Old School RuneScape and trading it online for real food and real money. A video game currency was more stable than the actual national currency. Let that sink in. When real money breaks down, people are creative. They always find a way. So, people find new currencies. But where do they actually go to trade them? Because here's the problem. When money collapses, stores don't just raise their prices, they often close completely. Shelves go empty, supply chains break down. The normal system, the one we all depend on every single day, just stops working. So people build a new one, underground. Take Zimbabwe. In the late 2000s, Zimbabwe's money became so worthless that prices were doubling every single day. Banks were useless, so people didn't go to banks anymore. They went to parking lots. Parking lots became the new financial centers. Regular people stood there with foreign cash, dollars, euros, anything stable, and traded it in the open air. No computers, no suits, just trust and a handshake. People stopped depending on grocery stores completely. They started growing their own. Balconies turned into gardens, empty lots became small farms. During World War II, these were called victory gardens. Millions of families in the US and UK grew their own vegetables just to survive. That same idea comes back every single time a system breaks down. And then there were the small local shops. Not big box stores, tiny neighborhood spots. Places where the owner knew your name, where you could say, "I'll owe you," and actually mean it. Where trust replaced cash. A nod and a promise became a valid form of payment. The gray market isn't pretty, but it works because people, when pushed hard enough, will always find a way to take care of each other. So, you have new currencies, you have shadow markets, but there's one more thing that becomes incredibly valuable when money dies. You, more specifically, what you know how to do. Think about this. In a normal world, a Wall Street banker is considered successful, wealthy, important, but in a world where money means nothing, that same banker can't grow food, can't fix a broken pipe, can't stitch a wound. Suddenly, all that financial knowledge is worth exactly zero. But the plumber, the farmer, the nurse who knows how to treat an infection with basic supplies, they become the most powerful people in the room. There's a term for this, the skill economy. When cash disappears, your abilities become your wallet. Imagine a surgeon who needs his roof fixed. He can't pay the repairman in dollars, so instead, he offers something better. He'll treat the repairman's sick child for free. A skill traded for a skill, a life saved for a roof fixed. This actually happened during the Great Depression in America. Doctors accepted chickens as payment. Teachers were paid in vegetables. Dentists worked in exchange for firewood. The skills that matter most are simple ones. Can you fix a radio? Sew torn clothes? Sharpen a knife? Preserve food? These aren't fancy skills, but in a world without money, they are pure gold. This is the part most people never think about. We spend years learning things that only matter inside the current system. But real wealth, the kind no inflation can touch, lives in your hands and your head. Now here's the part that surprises most people. When everything falls apart, when the money is gone, the stores are empty, and the system is broken, what happens to people? Do they turn on each other? Does it become every man for himself? Sometimes, yes. There is chaos. There is fear. History is honest about that. But here's what history also shows us. Most of the time, people come together. When the system fails, neighbors start talking again. Strangers share food. Communities form around trust instead of money. People remember something important, that no one survives alone. Think about it. The parking lot traders in Zimbabwe had to trust each other completely. The Victory Garden families shared seeds and tips with their neighbors. The local shop owner who accepted iOS was betting on the goodness of the people around him. When money disappears, trust becomes the new currency, and communities that build it fast survive. So, what does all of this mean for you today? You don't need to panic, you need to prepare. Learn one real skill, grow something, even a small plant on a windowsill counts. Build one real relationship with a neighbor you actually trust, because the people who survive are never the ones with the most money. They're the ones with the most connections, the most skills, the most trust. So, here's my question for you. Drop it in the comments right now. Which skill do you think is most valuable when money is gone?